Have you ever thought in become a biologist? Are you curious if this is a good career for you? Today, I will talk to you about the career of biologist. I'm biologist. This was my first area during my career. I want to share with you a little bit of my own experience and hopefully you can get a better idea of what biology is as a career. If you want to know more details about this career or biology, keep watching. Hello guys, I'm Dr. Hernandez-Benitez and I'm a scientist. And to become a scientist, I started with the decision to become a biologist in first place. Why biologist? To answer this question, I need to think about myself in my early time of life. When I was a kid, I enjoyed a lot to be surrounded by nature, by plants, be in the garden and see the small animals in the grass and in the trees. Being surrounded by nature always catches my attention. Actually, my grandmother used to be in the countryside, and it was just a nice experience for me as a kid to visit her because I was looking for that feeling of connection with the nature, with the mountains, and with the animals. What else? Why I become a biologist? I would say that I liked to know about the animals, about how they work, how they function, their structures, how are they inside the bodies, and how our world function, the interactions with plants, with animals, with bacteria, and how this evolves as a whole. What are the most important characteristics to become a biologist? First, curiosity. Curiosity about life, about how our world functions, the animals, plants, and how they interact with each other. For me, one of the characteristics that I recognized in myself was the love for plants. Plants for me are beautiful. I enjoy a lot to be surrounded by plants. One of the most amazing experience for me is, for example, going into different botanical gardens or going into the greenhouses. For me, greenhouses are an amazing place to be in contact with nature and to just relax and enjoy the world. I become biologist by studying in the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México. This is located in Mexico City and is an amazing place to become a biologist, I would say. In this place, I discovered my passion not only for plants, but my passion for other areas about the biology science. If I would like to highlight some of the characteristics of this career of biologist, I will say the first is the capacity that you have for travel and knowing different areas of the world. Because in biology, it's a career in which you need to know about our planet, about our ecosystems. So you travel a lot, so you need to go outside, go into the mountain, into the forest, into the deserts, into the seas, and know about those ecosystems. Like if you select biology as a general career, you need to get a sub-specialization, and this could be very diverse. Biologists can work in different environments. For example, the biology career can have a work that is more related with going outside, go into the mountain, the forest, and know the environment in which the animals, plants, bacteria live. This could be a more dynamic way to be biologists, or be, for example, those that specialize in going into the ocean or going into a specific ecosystem. So they are in the need of constant travel. Another big area of biology focuses more in how the plants and animals interact into a specific environment, but also considers the society or areas like climatology, geology, and this kind of work has necessity of some work in the field and also some work in the office, so it's a kind of mixed work because you also need to study interactions with the society. And a third big area I would say is that is focused in the applied science, basic science, in which you develop research in laboratories in restricted areas in which you can take an animal model, plant model, or whatever model is possible to bring into a lab in a controlled conditions and study. So you are usually working in a constrained space, and the traveling is not so frequent. So being biologist has different opportunities, a variety of potential to go and work. Depends a lot of what is the area that you like in the future. For example, for me, I got a first phase of fascination about insects. Then I got a second fascination about birds. Plants, for me, plants are beautiful. I always like plants. I didn't become a specialist in plants just because I got attracted to this other area that was going in biomedical science. But if plants is something that you want to study, you can get a specialization into botanics. For a long time during my career, I was convinced that I was going to dedicate myself and my future days of work in the area of the field, because I like it a lot to travel and go outside and go to the mountains and be around nature surrounded by trees. Was this combination, having a wonderful teacher, having this experience of going into the field and doing practice outside. I like a lot camping, so doing camping, and you have in addition a team, and if it's a nice team, everything seems great. You can enjoy a lot this kind of activity. It seems like it's not working, but you are working. It's just amazing. It's something that you really can enjoy. So I was so fascinated by the work in the field that even as an undergraduate student, I was able to publish my first scientific paper. However, when I started to explore the work in a laboratory, when I first took a microscope and I saw a specimen under the microscope, was amazing. It was like going to the field, but going into a microscopic field that few persons can go in and explore it. So for me, it was wonderful. So I started to discover like a new world. Yes, suddenly I started to work in the laboratories when the time arrived that I had to take the decision of which will be my area of specialization. At that point, I was so in love with biology in general that the decision was difficult, but not so difficult like it was to become a biologist in the first place. It was a easier transition when I discovered I was already working in the lab and I was feeling good. I was enjoying my life, enjoying my environment, and just I continued doing that work that eventually led me to do doctoral studies and specialize in biomedical science. So guys, I hope this conversation about the career of biologists gives you some idea of how biology is as a career. And if you have any questions for a biologist, don't hesitate. Contact me and see you next time. Bye!